Welcome to the Inside Forbes Councils podcast. Each episode shares transformative insights and advice from members of Forbes Councils, a group of invitation-only communities for successful executives and entrepreneurs. This is Inside Forbes Councils.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside Forbes Councils. I'm your host, Stephen Ganoza. Today, workplaces are more diverse than they have ever been, not only in gender and background, but also age. People are beginning to work well into their 60s, which is leading to multi-generational workforces with a greater age range than ever before. While having people from different generations is integral to a healthy work environment, it can also bring a unique set of challenges.
Although their numbers are dwindling, there are still veterans and, of course, baby boomers in the workforce, right alongside Generation X, millennials, and the ones just beginning to enter the workforce, Generation Z. Although each generation has unique general characteristics, motivators, and communication preferences, it's important to treat each person as an individual.
That's Lorna Weston-Smyth, a certified John Maxwell executive coach and a member of the Forbes Coaches Council.
What I have found is there are certain principles that cross all generations. In fact, these principles cross all genders, ethnicities, and cultures too. Let me give you 9 ways that you can connect and lead anyone. First, listen. Whether it's in the workplace or on the home front, listening conveys respect. And one of the things that I've found working with people is so many of them feel like they are not being heard, that their ideas and opinions don't really matter. And that leads me to the second point. Ask for and respect opinion, ideas, and contribution, not just experience. Today's workforce has a higher education than previous generations. Not only that, but they also value ongoing education, which is point number 3. Provide and encourage ongoing training and development. Encouraging staff to participate in opportunities for further education shows that your company recognizes the value of education and learning new skills. Now, if finances limit your ability to fund external staff development, consider co-funding or permitting time off for the purposes of continuing study. Number 4 is appreciate the work they do and trust them to get it done. Treat them like the adults they are. You would be surprised how people respond when you give them a reputation to live up to and a belief that they are capable of more. Number 5 is clearly define the expectations and leadership, and this really plays with number 4. For them to live up to that reputation, there needs to be a clear expectation of what success looks like. Equip them with everything they need to succeed, as well as making sure they know how to do what they need to do. This is what leadership looks like, setting them up for success and giving them the opportunity to shine in the areas of their strength. Now, number 6 is challenging them to grow in their areas of strength. It's not enough to just know their strength zone. The greatest return on investment comes from growth within that strength zone. Number 7 is encouraging questions and mentoring them. Don't manage them. People don't want to be managed. They want to be led. Leading means empowering them to think into solutions to their problems, instead of just handing them the answers. Number 8 is be authentic. As a leader, you need to be yourself and have courage to be transparent enough of your own shortcomings for others to see you as someone they can trust. Perfection turns people off. Vulnerability connects. Number 9 is be flexible. The workplace is changing rapidly. Not all work requires face-to-face proximity or to be done within a 9-to-5 workday. Families are changing and so are responsibilities. Whether taking care of little ones or aging parents or a partner facing chronic or critical illness, flexibility in how the work gets done recognizes that they are a whole person, not just another worker bee.
Treating everyone with respect and identifying the individual strengths of each person and allowing them to shine through is one way that you can allow each employee to bring something unique to the table. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Lorna?
Keep these simple principles in mind and practice them daily, and you will find you are able to lead your workforce better, and better still, get their best ideas and efforts, because you will have built yourself a real team. I invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn. Now, I'm the only Lorna Weston-Smyth there, but let me spell that for you. LornaWeston-Smyth. Or you can send me a message there. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for chatting with us. Lorna had some great insights into leading a multi-generational workforce. It is also important, though, to ensure that our aging workers are able to compete in the job market and are up to date on the latest technology. We also talked to Kimberly Lewis, President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of East Texas, a non-for-profit organization serving individuals with barriers to employment.
I operate 15 used goods retail stores throughout East Texas, as well as a light manufacturing facility for about 40 individuals with significant disabilities. We also have 10 various job training programs, and that's really what I want to talk to you about. Oftentimes, my colleagues and I discuss the relevancy of job training programs. What do employers need today, and what will they need over the next 20 years? How can we ensure that those that we are training for employment opportunities are truly ready? We assess our job training programs and match them to the job sectors. Now, over the years, I've heard economists talk about the high demand jobs, and they continue to be those that are in the service sectors, in the healthcare field, retail, and restaurant industry. One factor that's also throughout all of these high demand sectors is technology. Now, we know over the last couple of years it's been so evident that technology has been the major disruptor for all businesses. It impacts retail, it's impacted the restaurant industry, it's impacted the healthcare industry. Every single sector is influenced and impacted positively, could be negatively, by the technology field and access to technology and access to those skilled workers within that field. I believe that we're going to continue to see more of this as we move forward. Another employment trend or factor that I'm looking at is the skills gap. I've heard of late that the United States as well as China and Germany are all looking at potential skills gaps that they anticipate to be a major problem by the year 2020. The skills gap sits squarely in the IT field. There's also an issue of ageism that's hindering older workers from either remaining in the IT field or even breaking into the IT field for the first time. Now, this really goes all back to the skills gap. The IT field is riddled with individuals who are younger, who are more experienced with technology. And so even our older adults who are experienced have to prove themselves to be worthy to enter into that field. And there are a variety of ways that they can do this. Another issue that is squarely sitting in my lap because I am approaching this age bracket is older women who are age 50 or older. And it's really concerning to me because there's evidence that tells us that there's a lack of financial security for older women ages 50 and over, particularly those who are in underserved populations, women of color, who are currently receiving any type of state benefits or state aid, such as TANF, temporary aid to needy families, or food stamps. Now, over the course of the next 30 years, the racial and ethnic composition of the older population is expected to change significantly. Between 2011 and 2050, the number of women who are 55 years of age or older is projected to grow by more than 26 million. Well, we know women already outnumber men in this age group by 6.7 million. The labor force participation of men 55 to 64 is decreasing, while the rate for women in that same age group is increasing. Now, women who are 55 to 64 are less likely than women who are 25 to 54 to have advanced degrees, associate degrees, or even a high school diploma. Women in this age group are also more likely to be employed in part-time, low-skilled occupations. Well, part-time jobs are less likely to offer benefits such as paid sick leave or retirement plans or even health insurance. 47% of older women retire earlier than planned, partly because of health issues. Again, remember, they're only working part-time. They do not receive the same benefits. They don't have the same amount of sick time to take off, and they may lack an opportunity to have great health insurance. Many older workers, men and women, are also heavily reliant or solely reliant on their Social Security for their retirement benefits.
So what do you think is the best way to ensure that these at-risk people have an opportunity to not be left behind, given this rapidly evolving technological landscape?
Well, the solution to poverty has always been two things: education and employment. But I say to you that the education is not what we traditionally think of as education, not just a 4-year degree. But older workers need to work now. They have a shorter time frame and a shorter threshold than a young person just coming out of high school or in their 20s entering a 2-year institution or a 4-year institution. Older workers many times have had already a negative school experience, which may be why they did not attempt to go to a junior college or community college or a 4-year college when they graduated from high school. They really require an environment that is non-threatening, that is friendly, and also an opportunity that is going to offer some direct job placement assistance in a high-demand field like the technology field. And they need to do this in a short amount of time. A lot of low-income individuals simply didn't continue their education because it was not accessible to them for a variety of reasons. However, they're more prone to attend a class or a workshop if it's held in a non-school-like setting, like at a community center, for example. Once they experience success and the support that they need, they can more readily see themselves in a traditional college setting. Now, even if they choose not to continue their education, they will still leave that training program with great training and stackable credentials that they can use to gain a viable job.
Has anyone created programs like the ones you're talking about?
My team and I have developed a program called Good Tech Services and Good Tech Academy. And it's really a two-pronged approach. Our Good Tech Academy provides a 10-week IT career course that prepares them for certification. Right now we're working with CompTIA A+ certification, and we plan to expand that to Networking Plus and cybersecurity as well. They learn all kinds of various things such as hardware fundamentals, network fundamentals, installing and configuring, peripheral, binary, octal number systems, all of these complicated things that I don't understand, but I can comprehend when my team is walking me through this. Our project provides IT training and certification, and we target those older individuals. Why? They have great people skills. They have great work skills, great job skills that employers say they want. They have those soft skills that sometimes are lost in the workplace today. Those soft skills such as how to comport yourself with your coworkers, how to resolve conflicts, coming to work on time, showing up, being appropriately dressed and appropriately ready for the job when you get there. Those are things that our employers tell us that everyone needs to have. Many of our older workers do have that. We also provide a 2-week internship, and that internship is either with Goodwill or with one of our local business partners. That gives them that real work experience that they need. While they're in the 10-week program, they also work in a lab. It's an IT incubator lab. So they take apart the computers, they work on it, they get that hands-on experience. That's so important for your older workers. Older workers and older learners learn differently than, say, your high schoolers or your young college attendees. They really thrive on being able to resolve problems and issues by tackling it head on. and they use life's experiences to help them through that process. The second prong of our program is work. We've created a good tech services program for managed IT services. So even if an individual does not find employment or is not placed with one of our community business partners, we have the means of hiring them in our own managed IT services. The whole crux of it is really just to prepare people for the workplace in a sector that is going to continue to grow and continue to be present and footprinted in every single job market, every single high demand job market, particularly that we see from this time going forward.
It is important to ensure that our elder generations are up to date on the latest technology so that they can continue to contribute to our workforce. They bring life experience and wisdom that is key to a healthy work environment. I'd like to thank Lorna Weston-Smyth and Kimberly Lewis for contributing their thoughts. We'll see you on the next episode.
Are you a successful executive or entrepreneur with insights to share? Learn more about our invitation-only communities at ForbesCouncils.com. Forbes Councils members have the opportunity to collaborate with fellow business leaders to overcome challenges and create new opportunities. Members also have access to support benefits that help them save time and money, and a platform, Community Voice, on Forbes.com, through which they can amplify their voices and exchange ideas. See if you qualify at ForbesCouncils.com.